Swam. Let's run TensorFlow based AlexNet in Alibaba Cloud Container Service. Now, before we proceed further, a quick background. AlexNet is a CNN network developed in 2012 by LXK using 5-layer convolution and 3-layer ReLU layer and won the ImageNet competition. AlexNet proves the effectiveness in classification of CNN against the 25% error rate by previous image recognition tools. The emergence of this network marks a milestone for deep learning application in the computer vision field. AlexNet is also a common performance indicator tool for deep learning framework. TensorFlow provides the AlexNet benchmark.py tool to test GPU and CPU performance. This lecture uses AlexNet as an example to illustrate how to run a GPU application in Alibaba Cloud Container Service easily and quickly. Now, a prerequisite here is create a GNS GPU cluster in Container Service Console, and the procedure would be log on to the Container Service Console, click Application on the left side navigation pane, and click Create Application in the upper right corner. As you can see on the screen, complete the configurations. Enter the application name AlexNet in this example in the name field and then select the created GN5 GPU cluster from the cluster list. Okay, next click Create with Image, enter a registry details as you can see on the screen now. In the container section, enter the command in the command field. For example, enter Python \AlexNet benchmark.py batch size 128 num batches 100, and you can see here. Click in the label section, enter the Alibaba Cloud GPU extension label, enter Alien.gpu in the tag name field and the number of scheduling GPUs. In this example, it is 1, and you need to put the number of scheduling GPU in the tag value field. Next, click Create after configuration the application. You can view the created AlexNet application on the application list page. Click the application name AlexNet and click the Logs tab. And this is what you'll see. In this way you can check the performance of AlexNet on EGS by means of the container log service in the Container Service Console. Now let's talk a bit about best practices for restarting nodes. Restarting nodes directly may cause an exception in clusters. In the context of Alibaba Cloud use cases, this document introduces the best practices for restarting nodes in the situation, such as performing active operation and maintenance on container service. Check the high availability configuration of business. Now, before starting container service nodes, we recommend that you check or modify the following business configurations. In this way, restarting nodes cannot cause the exception of a single node and the business availability cannot be impaired. Data persistence policy of configuration. We recommend the data persistence for external volumes of important data configurations such as configuration of logs and business. In this way, after the container is restructured, deleting the former container cannot cause the data loss. For how to use the container service data volumes, please refer my old notes wherein I have shared how to manage data volumes. Coming on to restart policy of configurations, we recommend that you configure the restart, always restart policy for the corresponding business services so that container can be automatically pulled up after the nodes are restarted. High availability policy of configurations. Now, we recommend that you integrate with the product architecture to configure the affinity and mutual exclusion policies such as high availability scheduling, specified node scheduling, and specified node scheduling constraint property for the corresponding business. In this way, restarting nodes cannot cause the exception of a single node. For example, for the database business, we recommend the active standby or multi-instance deployment and integrating with the preceding characteristics to make sure that different instances are on different nodes and related nodes are not restarted at the same time. Coming back to best practices, we recommend that you check the high availability configurations of business by reading the preceding instruction, then follow these steps in sequence on each node, and do not perform operations on multiple nodes at the same time. Number 1, backup snapshots. We recommend that you create the latest snapshots for all the related disks of the nodes and then backup the snapshots. Verify the container configuration availability of business for SWAM cluster, restarting and corresponding business containers or nodes. Make sure that the containers can be pulled up again normally. Verify the running availability of Docker engine. Try to restart Docker daemon and make sure that the Docker engine can be restarted normally. Perform related O&M. Perform the related O&M in the plan, such as updating business codes, installing system patches, and adjusting system configurations. Restart nodes. Restart nodes normally in the console or system. And finally, check the status after the restart. Check the health status of the nodes and the running status of the business containers in the container service console after restarting the nodes. Okay, so with this again, I'm taking a small break and pausing here. We will continue having a discussion in the next lecture, wherein we would be talking about how to use OSSFS data volumes to share WordPress attachments. Till then, thank you.